Hi Jason, let's just start a review. Last Monday that we played the game. Okay, last time when we have a review, I think I told you the main point in this week. You have to try to fight more than before. You should have local fighting more. Okay, now like getting to the 3-3. After this, I will show you the Joseki that you have to play. It was the actual game. What do you think about this one? Before you play the Hane, your right order is push here first. And when you put here, I have to stretch here. And that time you have to do this one. And this is original one. Nowadays, white plays here more than connecting. But then they are not so much different. Just different thing is that if white just connect here. After this, in the future, if black plays approach here, this moving is quite powerful. So now the white plays this one more than connecting. What do you think about the actual game? If you play like actual game, there is something trouble. When you jump, let me show you. If white plays a push and cut, if you capture, then I can just cut here, I can get 3 stones back. And if you cover this way, then however I can cut this 1 stone. So now black is in trouble. So you have to add the reading here. If there is something trouble, you have a 2 method to move right now. Black can have a push one more time. Then when I place here, then you can have the same as what I show you. Another one is you can have a even Siufei. Knight move is more stable. If you play like this move, sometimes white just may play this way. I might play here, I might surround this way. So the basic move, basic Joseki is pushing here first. Yeah, but you don't have to really regret about that you make the mistake about Joseki. Right now, that's not the main point. Okay, this time before last week I just tried to use the lower approach 2 times. This time I try to use the upper one. Yeah, here is perfect. I just play the normal move like here. If I do not play here, if I just make it bigger, at that time you can use that you studied with me. Now I'm just making here bigger than actual game. In this case, you have to catch up the timing of the reduce, and you have to do it right now. This is the point. And if I to push, then you can, now this is one of the touching fighting that you have to have many experience. Now after this white right hand side, the Hana is very good move. So you are supposed to stretch here, and if I to push, then you have to keep jump away. And if I play here, this is normal move to defense, but somehow the speed is not fast enough to go out to the center. So you can have a fast step like this. And then if I connect here, you completed your mission. You restrict white territory. At that time you can go to other place. White can't beat this black 1 stone anymore. If white do not touch this stone, and if white just go from a bit far away, in this case you can even have a 2 space jump. This is also Joseki. Just now that I show you 2 valuations are Joseki after you play the Chamsiu shoulder. Okay, actual game I just play the normal move. This is one of the tactics when you have at the beginning. If opponent doesn't play like this, and if opponent is keep making the bigger influence or bigger shape, it seems quite far away, is it? Yeah, even if like that, then if you do not reduce, the white might keep make something like that. So you can just have an on time reduce with the right method. Then you are not going to give the really big territory to your opponent. Okay, now this one. Here I can't say there was any trouble, but now that I can just tell you simply how you can find the biggest. Normally you have to just put your finger on the board, like from this to here. Those gap are less small. Yeah, here is smaller than left hand side. You can just count from stone to stone. Of course, upper side is also good. Just now this one stone is looking at this direction. So when you approach here, it seems size is bigger than normal time. The main point is the right hand side is not biggest. Compared to the upper side and left hand side, here is smaller. That's the method how you can find the big place. Okay. When you use this joseki, it has to be, it seems very big, yeah. But now when I reduce again, if you are answering something like that, yeah. Now this is how much you are making, but also white is getting something. If I just put like that, I'm getting potential as well. So your beginning style, this right lower corner was you choose the territory joseki, and I've got influence. But now second time, what you decided was the getting influence back. So now both are not really suitable. If your concept is having the territory style, then usually you have to keep going to the territory style. But now even now this topic is, I can't say is really important to you. Last time when we have a review, I already told you that the local fighting is the main point. We shouldn't play by information. Even I show you all the information until now, you should just forget. Nothing important. Even the left lower corner, I show you the joseki. Of course, this is quite important. You can try to memorize, but you shouldn't care too much about that. Okay, when I go there, yeah, this one, why I'm going here? Even left hand side is a big place, but now this is a special situation. If I go there, then you can have a large knight move, dai fei. Then we can feel that black is getting bigger, white is getting smaller. So now this is especially good for both. So in such kind of situation, even we haven't done yet the side area, we have to be hurried to play the center. So, okay. In case if you are white in this situation, I think you have to keep practice whether you have to connect or just play the stretch. Actually, those are the basic move between C and B. We are moving from our stone when we are having the local fighting. But now, why we don't have to play B? Because now this is the Sensao, and black is supposed to answer. This cutting point wasn't really serious. That's why even you can play the stretch. Then if I cut, then you can try to attack this way, like this. So anyway, if stones are keep touching like now, then you should have this kind of experience. Okay, actual game, I just attach. Yeah. Originally, if I just show you about the best move, then now I am supposed to go to the other place, like here. The reason why, when you are cutting here, then I can just keep make it light stone. Even though you capture, this size will be smaller than I just step the big place first. Okay, we can compare. This is what I designed actual game. And then I even just play here. Of course I got some point since I play one move here. But now if you are going here first, just normally, then here is between black and white. If you compare, this is much different than this way. But if you have this situation in your actual game, if this is happen, I still recommend you to try to connect first. If your judgment of the if you can't really judge about the value of the stone, then if you are a bit confused, then you can follow the basic first. Even in the actual game, in the competition, no matter if you are not sure, then you can follow the basic fighting skill first, then your judgment will improve naturally. Okay, so I can say this defensing was a bit slow for me. And when you approach here, originally I have to decide to just play this way. This is right way, like this. But I knew that when you didn't have some information like here, then you might feel a bit confused, and you may not be really confident to play in the actual game. But now as I told you, we are not playing by information, we are playing by logic. You know that when I try to approach, when I try to attack your one stone, basically you have to move from your triangle of the black. So now there are many methods, like even you can play cut here, and even you can play seam here. But make sure this time you can't really jump to the center, because if you are going to center when I put this move, you can't really separate of my group. If you do that, I can just or answer. This kind of a thing doesn't work. But now if you decide to play this one, in this case is a bit different. When I try to connect together, you can separate of my group. Even you are getting my one stone, you can get my one stone as well. Your influence, your potential is quite good. So now this is available. Actually, in this situation, your best move is that you played in the actual game. This is the best move. And if I show you simply, you know, this move, it has a lot of joseki, not just few joseki. It's really a lot. So now I play the outside, and then when you stretch, this is one of the traditional one, very, very old joseki. And now your head position is this one. This is your head position. So you have to judge whether you have to defense or whether you have to attack. So for example, this was one of the what I expected in the actual game. This means even you are making my stone become stronger, you want to get some base here. So if you have a Hane and connect, Bandongrin, if you play here, you can make two eyes. And I will play something like that. It's not really horrible result, just white is a little bit active, white is a bit better. Even territory and even potential. Just now in this situation, black has a two position there. That's why it seems we can't feel the potential. But normally white potential will be much better than black. So you can judge in this situation your three stones are stronger than my one stone. So you have to move from your this one stone. Then normally we are playing this move. This is looking at two attacking. One is here and one is here. Something like that. If white defends my one stone like this, then you can punch this three stone. Punch doesn't mean you can kill. Just when you do that, if white save here, you can get a lot of influence here. So now normally this is not called the joseki. This is good for black. And if white defends my three stones, something like this, then you can do here. And now I have to take care of my stone, like this, here. This is called the joseki. After this even we have to understand the many things, whether white to connect and then what black has to do. Normally white do not play anymore after this. If white just play here, black can use control. Anytime black can get two eyes easily. So we don't have to save, we can punch this first. And if white goes out like this, and then if black play naturally, just this base is not that amazing. Normally black can get many things, so this is good for black. Just I think you may want to know about this information, so I'm showing you. But right now I don't think this the memorizing of this joseki is very important to you right now. Just you can understand just about those kind of meaning, why they are playing like that. That's good enough. Yeah. Of course, if you want to know there are more dengsek, there are more. Even white plays inside Hane. And when I go here, it's quite complicated. One day, if you want to know the reason of the joseki, why they play like that, I can explain to you. There is this kind of valuation. Yeah, like that. This is one of the another joseki. But do not care too much. Yeah, I keep telling you. Now you have to just play by judgment, not by information. We can't get all the information first. So since you have this result in your actual game, right now I show you the information. Even you can search the joseki book. At that time you can just study and try to know more about the information. Okay, so now this was making my group stronger. That's why it was a bit not good, but still that's okay. And since you play here, it doesn't mean your opponent will play best move always. Even your opponent will make mistake and wrong direction. So just enjoy to judge about your feeling. Yeah. And okay. This is from now is the main point of this game. Today I'm really telling you the totally different topic as last week. Last week I told you which direction you have to go, which area you have to make territory, and center has not many value. I was just telling you about that kind of a logic. But now you can just totally forget. Now that's not the main point for you. Okay. Now when I play here, you know I already told you this situation last time. This is your main stone, yeah. So black has two options. One is just strategy here, another one is Hane here. That's all. And if you are afraid of cutting, then you can just decide to play here. And if white push here, in this situation you can read when you play here by cutting doesn't work, then of course you can play this move. Yeah, just simply you have to follow how you can read. But it doesn't mean you can't play here. If white cut, even you can do here as well. And looking for the connecting. If I cut at that time, you can capture something like that. You have to just focus on the local fighting. It's only one fighting first. So you shouldn't think too complicated way. So even here is quite great. For example, if white plays like this, then now here will be your main stone. You have to try to go out by touching. And this will be my main stone, so which means I have a ban or a chair. It's always same logic. And then now you have to keep move on, because we haven't done yet this fighting. You have to keep fight until we are finishing. So I can feel that you may confuse which time you have to go to the other place. That's the totally different topic as last week. How you can make the territory, which timing, which direction you have to go. But this is more serious. Yeah, when you are having the fighting, you shouldn't stop it. You have to keep support your fighting stone. Okay, now you played here. Okay, I keep touching. As I told you, this is a really bad move. Just now I'm touching between your the upper one and lower stone. So of course you should do block first, yeah, and cut. This is a main stone. If you are thinking two stones are main stone, then you have to trust your judgment. Even though it's wrong, then you have to think that's right way, and you have to choose a little bit faster than when you are playing with me. In the competition, you may not have enough time to think. For example, you might judge about this one. For example, you might exchange this one. Actually, this is making black two stones a bit weaker. Because since if I just do that, when I stretch, you can't have upper jumping. I can have a become push and cut. Something is in trouble, right? If you do not exchange here and then play like this time is no problem to play. Because if I have a push and cut, then you can just capture my two stones. So, my main point is your judgment may not be correct. Maybe you might play this exchange first. If this is happened, that's okay. Then you have to judge again whether two stones are more dangerous or your one stone is dangerous. So if you feel it, two stones are more danger, then you can just support this group, like jump. And then if white goes here, there is push and cut. Your first feeling might be connect, then you can have actually Kosumi. This is faster to go out here. Then even you follow such kind of logic, you can have a great quality game. Yeah. So we don't have to think like we are playing perfectly. Just step by step we can improve. Now of course jump, you may play this move first. But since you exchange, you can see again your cutting point and you have to go back to defense quickly. Then still is okay. Yeah. You know the best valuation is like this. Best valuation is like this. Do not exchange here and this one, and when we are just following together, you are just getting territory naturally, white is getting nothing. But during the actual game, you don't have to understand such kind of logic. Just you have to keep just focus about your fighting condition. Yeah. So now it was one of the wrong direction. Even white can go out, this one stone is getting damage. When you are going, even I connect, then I can separate over your two groups. So that was the reason why it was a mistake. I wanted to continue to fight actually in the so now if I'm black, still I recommend you to support your one stone. So we can see that today's this game you prefer to go to other place during the fighting. At least you shouldn't have such kind of situation. During the fighting, you have to just complete here. And if I cut, we are not sure who is having control. Yeah. So now you do here. Now this is my main stone, so I can have a little bit far away because we didn't touch the stone together. Okay, it's great. I'm keep touching. Yeah. Now I want to keep track how you are responding. So now even I touch this one stone from here, you should have 4 feelings. This one, inside, outside, outside. Yeah. So normally basic way is outside. If you are doing inside, since I cut, you should support your one stone. And the main point is I'm starting to fight first. From I can decide to play first. Even there are no stones, this fighting is supposed to be better to me. That's why the normally inside is not used. We prefer to play outside. In this case, ban is the best. If my cutting do not work, then usually Hane is better. Yeah. So now in this situation, your performance was quite good. So now even now that you have a few methods, like starting from triangle or starting from square of the black. So if I decided to play here, still I will try to stretch here. It seems more normal. Or if I decided to play from square of the black, then I will play here. Yeah. Which one is better? You have to judge at that time. This part, the painful point is you have to give me this hane. And when you connect, my outside will be good for me. So if you play here, then I can go out, and when you save that, here will be separated, but now your outside condition is quite okay. That's your good part. So you have to judge. So now the knowing here and here which one is better is not the point. Please remember about this logic. Your judgment will be correct. So now when you decide to play here, originally there is something really important area between this black and this white. Their base is not too bad but not yet perfect, which means if I have this hane, you know, now I can get perfect base, but now your two eyes are not really sure, which means you have to go out to the center. And even I don't attack anymore, I got many things. For example, if black plays this move first, in order to save this black perfectly, you have to play this one. Then your two eyes are perfect. Then now my two eyes are not really perfect. If you can make me to go out to the center, already you earn some point. So we should be careful about the life and death as well. But now this kind of feeling will get better too. This is already harder topic about touching fighting logic. You have to keep focus about touching fighting. So which means what I'm playing is also a bit strange. For example, I just play here. My one stone is very small. I don't have a reason to save this one stone. But now you play, I played a very slow move. So that, okay. Here was okay, quite great. I'm playing here. If, okay, we don't have a judgment, both are in danger. Actually, black is more dangerous. For example, now black is perfect. Actually, now will be the timing of the finding the biggest place. Then you can see that center will became big place. Now I surround this area. For example, if I play this one first, then here will be quite great. Black has to be hurry to get into the center. So which means even I just want to show you the basic. If you are white in this situation, you might be confused whether two stones are important or rubbish. Actually, in this situation, it's rubbish. But now, in case, if you are not sure, still you can follow the basic. Always, your result will not be bad. So now I wanted to show you about that. Okay, even my right move should be, I just have to judge whether I can play double hane or here. Yeah, those are my option. If I do that, something will be in trouble. You can see that. Yeah, don't think about the whole board situation. Please just focus about local fighting. Now that's our first mission. It will be too complicated. When you handle perfectly about the local fighting, you will know that whole board situation as well. So if something is in trouble, then white is supposed to play here. This is all. That's it now. How I am judging. But now in the actual game, I pushed here, and even I connect here. So it doesn't mean white is okay actually. Yeah, you played here. Even you can exchange one time. This is making you more happy. And if you want to make more efficient defending, then now tiger's mouth will be more efficient. But this is not so much important. Yeah, now is the became important situation. When I go here, you gave up the one stone. Yeah, it was already few times you are ignoring about the local fighting. If I'm black, I think I will just judge from this one stone. You can save it easily. you can just play the hane. Then now I can't cut your 2 stones. I just have to move here. At that time, when you are getting cutting from me, your 1 stone is getting trouble. Then just connect. That's it. And then if I defense, then you don't have to play anymore. Value has got smaller, and then you can try to play like I'm choking. Yeah, something like that. And try to break my center area. So I don't mean this is a bad place. This is a really good place. Even this is quite valuable. Yeah, maybe you might judge it was small. Yeah, that can be possible. I respect about your thinking as well. But now basically when I touch your stone, or when your opponent touch your stone, you can start from that stone first. That can be a good habit. Okay, so I just take it. Okay. Okay, now you try to defense here. Which means now we have done all the fighting except here. This is different topic, which means here is quite urgent place. Yeah. But that's related with life and death skill, so it's a bit harder topic. That you play the A is a really big place and great move. If white plays this move first, then I can break much more. And even I can do one more line. Still black will not get any trouble, but I can just break a bit more. Yeah, but of course you can try to beat my group as well. Something like this. So I can say that's one of the big plays. It seems great. And another big place is, this area, center. White is surrounding all the center. I surrounded about 3 center. Why we are saying center is not that big? Because we have to make the 4 doors in the center and we can make the territory. But now when 3 sides are surrounded, in this kind of a situation, center is the big place. If I just block the 1 more door, I can get the big territory. In this situation, and here is quite a big place as well. You have to restrict. It's already smaller. If you are confident to save and go more, then it's also possible if you are confident. Like this. Even I can separate your group. Then if you think this area, you can just keep go out to this area, then it's possible. So my recommendation is if you play from your stone, then it's more easy to play. I can't really cut like this. In the center moving method, when you are jumping, for example, there is 1 stone. When you are playing from your 1 stone, usually we have to just have a 1 space jump. No matter however, you have to just have 1 space jump. That's the moving method. That's the basic moving. But if there is more than 2 stones, then usually if there is no white stone is bothering your 2 stones, then you can have a 2 space jump. I can't really beat. So in this situation, you have a many supporter, then 2 space jump is possible. Yeah. Okay, this is the actual game. And I try to block here. In this situation is also one of the fighting. This is the actual game. But one thing, in this situation, I'm not getting any damage since you play here. So I can go to big place. This is what I can decide. And another one that I'm going to make is this one. When you do that, somehow I'm something in trouble, so I have to just connect here. At that time, you can go to big place first. And here, nothing is in trouble. Yeah. So it was a better move. Okay, here. But when I go there, you play the right move. I was checking whether you want to just stretch or you have to play here, but now you show me the right performance, which is good move. And then, yeah, this is about the searching the direction. This area, still I can't make the big territory. Of course, I didn't included. I didn't tell you about this life and death problem as well. If something is in trouble, then actually this is quite hurry. It's quite urgent to place. Yeah, but anyway, when you are going here, I can make territory this way. Because we can't really expect to attack this one. Okay, I try to keep touch again. What do you think about this situation? You play the right move from your stone. It's really right move. Just now also same. From here you have A, B, C, D. Normally outside the ban is the best move always. So this was very good move. And then normally I have to go back to defense. But now I cut. And let's see the actual game first. It was the actual game. Somehow I'm just getting many things. It's not like the big territory. But originally I can't get from this fighting. You have to get it. You have to punish my overplay. So it's time to attack. Like you have to do here. Then when I do here, and you have many methods. Even you do here. When I go out, you can stop to play here. Then you can punch this stone first. White is in trouble. Like if I do that, then you can cut here. Yeah, my two stones are in trouble. Yeah. Even you may have some different method as well. Like this style, you can just cut this way. If I have to give up this one stone, it's really big trouble. Even I connect, and even you can exchange it like this. Yeah. So if I connect, then you can punch again this way. White will be broken. So which means this is the really broken fighting now. So you were not supposed to accept. This fighting, I can just tell you the logic simply with the joseki that you know. I think this is good enough about the end game part. Yeah, if I'm black, I will try to restrict about this area. Here it seems you can make it smaller. But now that this part will be a bit harder than fighting logic. Fighting logic is the really main point. Yeah. Okay, just now you're the last fighting I can tell you with the simple logic. Let's see here. I think you have information, that's why you can decide to play this quickly. And then since I play the outside ban, this is same as that I told you. Always we have a full mission like this. In this situation, C is even used for joseki, but other moves are not really good. If I have inside hane, then your fighting condition should be better. I have to give up my one stone. It's not really helping for me. So I have to play the outside of the hane. This is what I want to tell you. I cut here. What do you think? If you have no information, you might be afraid about this condition. Then this is what you decide in the actual game. You are not sure how you have to play, so you just accept, and I just capture, and you just accept. Let me capture much more. Let me just get the much more territory. And white is much worse than just now. Is it? So you have to punch about the local fighting. So now this one stone is your main stone. You have to punch. When I go down, it doesn't mean you can kill. You have to retrade again. And when I capture one stone, and you need to get back another one. This is good for white. Just good enough. It's not like the really white is very, very, very good. Just little bit good for white. Yeah. Even white makes overplay. Even white makes mistake. It doesn't mean we can get 100%. Normally, Dengsek is called 50-50. But if I make the mistake, normally you can make the result 60-40 or 70-30. That is what you can get. But now you have to punish like here. but when you didn't have enough information in the middle game, you have that habit to avoid about the fighting. But now you have to make that good habit first. When they touch your stone, however, your stone is here, they touch, however, you have to keep respawn from here. You need to keep judge like this. Right now A and B are the best move, but sometimes the C, D is also available to play. That one just you have to keep improve by judgment. So I think you understand all the my main point. You have to have a local fighting. Do not avoid and try to get more experience, and just try to enjoy to judge about the local fighting. We never play YK by information, by judgment. Yeah. Now when I'm giving you this review, then your information will get better. But after you get the information, then you have to use to judge. Yeah. Okay, then now we can do it until now. Then thank you so much. Then see you next time. Bye bye.